Hey guys, welcome to WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week, the video of choice is the last mythic that I recorded for this week, which is a +10 Siege of Borealis. It's one of the worst to do for the affixes that were for this week, but I always avoid Siege, so I figured I'd give it a go. It was a completion. It just was over by, I think it was like 20 minutes or something. Depending on how long I blab through this video, you may see exactly how long it was over. But yeah, I did not beat the time. However, that doesn't mean that this was a bad group. This group was actually really good. The bosses weren't really issues. The last boss took a few. I think it was our third attempt on the last boss that was the kill. But really, all our deaths came from reaping. Yeah, so it was all off ads. And reaping can be a bitch, so yeah, this week's affixes was tyrannical, bolstering, grievous, and reaping. Well, reaping is always part of the 10s. And for those that are unaware of what those are, tyrannical is where the bosses have 40% more health and they do 15% more damage. Bolstering is where the ads have increased health and damage by 20%. Grievous is basically a heal one. So if you're if you're injured more than 90% of your health, then you'll take extra damage until the healer gets you at least 90% of your health. And then, of course, reaping is the extra mobs, which you will see a lot of the time because I don't really do WoW Weekly videos as long as a mythic runs. I usually just take out all the ads and you just see the boss fights. With this one, because it's really the first video I put up that has to do with reaping, I chose to keep it in there just so that you guys that maybe don't do 10 plus mythics can see what it is, and you'll see how crazy it can get. I have deleted most of the deaths, but there probably are a couple of deaths there in the video there, and you can tell, like on the bar you'll see the little graveyard icon. That's how many times the total deaths for the group were. So if you see like 5, that means we had a full wipe, everyone died. So anyway, moving forward, for this week I accomplished quite a bit for someone who had no goals. And speaking of goals, I am back into my wanting goals for the week, so we will have some goals for next week. For this past week, I was focusing a lot on my Horde character because I was going after that two tails achievement, and I completed it. And so as far as that goes, that was awesome. That was a lot of work. Because to get that, you have to do Tides of Vengeance on both an Alliance and a Horde. And you also have to do the storyline achievement both on Alliance and Horde. And they're not shared because they're different areas, right? So yeah, it definitely was a bit of a process that I'd been working on for a while, gradually. Yeah, Tides of Vengeance being the bigger one, I guess. Well, it depends how you look at it. The quest chain of the achievement is definitely the longer one. Like, you can knock out the 4 parts of Tides of Vengeance in like one day. But the other part, that definitely takes you a bit. So it really depends how you look at it. Time-wise, Tides of Vengeance will be quicker. But because Tides of Vengeance is halted depending on your rep, it can take a little longer. So, long story short, finally got that done. And so, realistically, this week I obtained 3 mounts in total. 2 mounts coming from that achievement, which of course is the reason I wanted that achievement. And then I had accidentally received another mount that was from an achievement that I didn't even know I was close on, and it just happened. And that's the lumber mount, which I will show you all 3 right here with the achievement. The lumber mount, it was part of a toy achievement to reach 300 toys. So yeah, that was the reward for that. And then these other 2, they are faction specific. So the wolf is for the Alliance, the charger is for Horde. So that was great. As far as mount runs go, we didn't get a mount this week, but that's okay because I was happy enough getting these 3. So that was awesome. Okay, so for my goals for this coming up week, I would like to have the rogue at 120. The rogue is sitting at 114 right now, so I feel like we should be able to, if we don't complete the 120, we should be real close. I'm thinking we'll be pretty close to it. Okay, so for this coming up week's, for tomorrow's reset, the new events for the week will be Mythics and the PvP Brawl Warsong Scramble will start up. The affixes will be Fortified, Sanguine, and Necro. And for those that are unaware of these affixes, Necro basically does damage over time for the mob's attacks. And Sanguine is the one where it leaves a red pool on the ground. Fortified is the add one. It's where the ads have 20% more health and do 30% extra damage. Okay, so for the news part of our video, I don't have a whole lot of news for you guys. Not a whole lot has been going on this week. But there will be some nerfs to Jaina and basically both bosses of Crucible of Storms. I have screenshotted it, so feel free to pause the video if you want to read through all the details. Okay, for those of you that like to take advantage of the Recruit a Friend program, that is going away temporarily on June 11th. There's no word as to when it will return, but it will. They have mentioned that it's not going away permanently, it's just taking a break. So yeah, you got till June 11th, I guess. Personally, I think they should just fucking remove it. You know, like, the only reason people do those is for the mounts, and it is so much work to get a mount. Like, I've done the Recruit a Friend, and me and my friend have not seen a mount from that. Like, you have to really do everything to the T to get a mount. I hate to say it, but I just hope they fucking shut that program down permanently. Throw those mounts into the fucking store. I would much rather see them in the store. And to be honest, it's not far-fetched. They have the ship. You remember the ship that they were saying you gotta, sub 6 months or whatever to within this time period before it leaves? Well, that fucking ship's on the store now. So what was the rush on that one, right? I personally don't really care that it's taking a break. But for those that maybe are watching my video and do, June 11th is the day that it leaves temporarily. And just one last thought on the subject here is if they just threw it into the store, they would make so much money. There's so many times I wanted to do Recruit a Friend, but because I'm a 15-year WoW player and a lot of my friends play WoW, like they have a rule where you basically can't even have a WoW account. You have to be brand new. And like, come on, it's been 15 years. Who the fuck has never touched a WoW? Yeah, I'm sure there's some people, but a lot of people have an account. So then they're forced to make another account, which is costing more money. And for me, I just decided it wasn't worth the money that I would have to spend to try to get these 5 mounts and 4 pets, because basically what that means is if you want to take advantage of Recruit a Friend, you got to make 9 different alt accounts or get 9 new people that have never played WoW. And those 9 different accounts must have the game purchase. So you're buying the game 9 different times. You're putting 3 months of game time in 9 times, because you can only get 1 item per Recruit a Friend. And I love my mounts, but that is just ridiculous to me to spend that kind of money to get these mounts. So I'm just really hoping they'll put it on the store so that one day I could have it. And honestly, I don't even care how much they charge. They could charge $50 or $60. It still beats having to go get those alt accounts, because like I said earlier in the video, I have tried the Recruit a Friend and it failed. My friend bought the game and it still failed. So you still risk that chance that something fucks up along the way. You either activate it too early or whatnot. Meanwhile, you've spent all that money for nothing and you're gonna have to try again. But yeah, I totally get it's a money thing, but right now's a tough time to bring people in too, because BFA is really dull. No one wants to play it. The leveling perks are way lower than they used to be in Recruit a Friend. Okay, guys, so that is all I have for you guys for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.